Hello and thank you for coming through to the Leather Repair Company's YouTube channel. Here today we are going to show you how to repair this busted seam on the top of this furniture item. The stitching has obviously come undone with wear and tear over the years, and obviously you can see here that we're getting ready to re-dye this as well. So what we're going to do before we actually carry on doing the re-dyeing process, we're going to re-sew it so it's like that section there. You've got like a false top stitch here as well, and we need to sew that section back down to the left hand side panel so that it's nice and secure once again. Don't forget, with our YouTube channel, please give us a like, please give us a follow, and give us a share. Without our customers, our business isn't going to go anywhere, and we truly appreciate everything that everybody does for us. So as you can see here, we've put a piece of thread in, we've got a curved needle, and we just need to start off by obviously getting that fed through. And what we're going to need to do once we've obviously got that in position, we need to leave a tail as well. That tail is obviously going to be used to sort of tie off at the very, very end. And you're going to have a tail at the bottom here and at the top where you've gone through and done that. So it's just getting that started first of all. Obviously, it's not an easy process because you're trying to fix what you've already got there, and obviously you need to try to be as careful as you possibly can. You don't want to go sticking that needle into your hand, so you may need to use a pair of pliers onto the curved needle to help guide that through, because it can be very tough because you're basically going almost through two pieces of leather but not quite going through it, because where it's got this fold, you've obviously got to try to force the leather apart almost in effect to get that needle to pull through there. So getting that initially started can be a bit sort of problematic and not an easy process to sort of carry out in the first place. So you just got to try to get it fed through the holes. Obviously, don't create new holes. Keep going through all the existing holes that are in this leather item. So this is obviously a piece of leather furniture, and this is just one method that you can sort of use to re-sew seams. There are many methods out there that you can use. This is just one particular method. And what we'll probably do with this, dependent upon how the outcome is, it may be that we go and tighten these up at the end. It may be that we will be able to sort of pull them tight as we're going along. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's finding out the result near the end as to how successful this would be, as to whether we need to tighten the stitching at the end or whether this can be pulled tight as we're going along. But we obviously do need to, you know, get in there and obviously keep it relatively loose, because obviously we need to pull that up, lift the right hand side up to get the needle in. So the needle needs to go into the existing holes, in and out of the existing holes, you know, which is not an easy sort of process to obviously do and achieve, as you can see here. You just got to make sure that you don't overlap things as well. You've got to try to keep them down, and you just got to keep going along, re-sewing as you're going, and just keep that moving forward and just keep re-stitching into the existing holes. Just be very careful that you obviously don't go stabbing yourself with the needle. They are extremely sharp and they could go straight through your finger, so just be very careful with that. It's not possible to do this with a straight needle. You do need this curved needle to get this in. And you can obviously see there the items, obviously, with it being a full stitch, it's obviously got glue in there to hold that down before it's over, you know, top stitched. So you are going to have to sometimes, on occasions, force that needle through, because you've got to sort of go through the existing holes. But what you don't want to do is to come all the way out the top through the false stitch, because that's going to then give you the wrong sewing sort of pattern, and then it's going to come out the top, which is not what we need or what we have to achieve here with this particular sewing job on this piece of leather furniture. Anything you need to know about any item of, you know, furniture or car seat, jackets, handbags, shoes that you need to actually have repaired, coloured, sewing carried out, anything like that, you know, head on over to our website, leatherrepaircompany.com. We have all sorts of helps and guides that we can sort of help you with under our help section. There's an enormous amount of help guides out there. There's all sorts of video tutorials. There's written documents that you can get from the website to help you with anything and everything, from simple tears right through to full colour restorations, softening dried out brittle leather, to get it back to a position where it can be used again. There's every type of help guide you can get out there. And these are our sewing videos that we've just started to do, to help people understand the sewing side of things, to give them a much better advantage. So you can sort of use these videos to learn how to sew within your own business. And obviously we're going here from the top and then going down to the bottom. And it's just a matter of just keep sewing through doing that. We will be writing blog posts regarding these sewing videos to give you a little bit more help and input and guidance so that you know what you're doing. As much as we can possibly do, we will do to help all of our customers, or even non-customers can use these, to help to learn how to sew, to restore leather, no matter what the item is. Any technical help that you will ever need, just go on over to the website, leatherrepaircompany.com. We are there to help. You can drop us an email, help@leatherrepaircompany.com. You'll also find us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, many different places you'll be able to connect with us and talk to us. We are here to help you and to help guide you to make your job easier and quicker to get your repairs done. Just keep feeding that through. We're just going to tighten those up now, as you can see, which is what we were talking about at the beginning of the video. We said we may have to go through and tighten those up. It may be that we don't have to, but we're going to go through and sort of get those tightened up and pull them nice and tight. You can see that, pulling them nice and tight, and that'll bring all that seam back down into position where we need it to be to get it really nice and tight so it looks just like the original did. Keeping that tail there. Don't let that tail disappear, but just get that really nice and tight by lifting up your stitching and pulling it tight. You can use like a bradawl if you wanted to do that, and just pull it up and pull it really tight. With it being a bonded nylon, this isn't going to break. It's a very strong material. So just keep pulling those threads up to tighten that stitch line. That's all you've got to do there. So you've got to make sure that obviously when you're hand sewing, you can get hand sewing needles, but in this particular instance, the curved needle is the exact tool that you're going to need. Some people call them saddle needles, but they're just a curved needle, just a curved sewing needle. But pull your stitching tight, as you can see what we're doing there. Just getting that pulled really tight so it closes up that gap, and just keep feeding that through and pulling it really nice and tight. You can see the tail there. Eventually we'll be able to get that pulled through. As you can see then, we've pulled the tail, and that's pulled them really tight. Give that a real good tug so that that's really nice and tight, and that's back to where it needs to be. We can then tie those tails off and cut them and push them back in, and as you can see there, the finished result is actually fantastic, and it's as good as new and back to how it should have been originally. No busted seams, back to original. Thank you very much, leatherrepaircompany.com, for all your help.